Hey everybody, this is Edu and welcome to my fourth video in my series on for loops using Python. And for this one, we are going to write a Python program to print all the numbers from 1 to 100 in multiples of 5. So we want to print all the numbers from 1 to 100 in multiples of 5 and then give the total of those multiples of what they are. For example, if you start at 1, the next plus 5 is 6, plus 5 is 11, and so on. Then you add all of them together. But we're going to first print all the multiples, and then we're going to add them together. So let's start over here. Let's say print, not print, sorry, for I in range. Got that right. So we want to go from 1 to 100. 1 to 100, and remember, if we want to include 100, we must go to 101, and we're going to do that in multiples of 5. So let's first see if that works by printing the count variable like that. So F5 and enter. So we've got, if I just go up, we got 1, 6, 11, 6. So it goes up in 5 starting at 1, goes up in 5s all the way to 96. To 96. Okay, cool. So that part works. So we have successfully done the first part that says write a program to print all the numbers from 1 to 100 in multiples of 5. So that we've done. And the second part, and gives a total of those multiples. For example, 1 plus 6 plus 11 plus 16 and so on. What will be the total of all those together? So every time, doesn't matter what program you're writing, but if they're asking for a total, we need somewhere to store the total. So I'm just going to start off my total as 0, so we can store it in there. And then we're going to say, remember, whatever we print out here, we also want to add to total. So once we have printed it, I'm just going to say total equals total, which is currently 0, plus I. So that's what we want. And then we need to print that out in the end. So I'm going to do, by the way, it's total equals total plus I. You could also have written this as follows: total plus equals I. That means exactly the same thing. Okay, let me just prove that to you quickly. So total equals total plus I. So if I run, we first need to print the total to see if that actually works. So I'm going to say print total. There we go. So I'm going to run that, F5 enter, and you will see now, so we've got 1, that's the I that is printed, but the total is also going to be 1, which means that 1 plus 5 is 6, and then the next one is going to be 7, and then it's going to be up all the time, because it's going to add, so it's going to add the ones together to get to 18, because remember the 1, the 6, the 11, the 16, those are all the multiples of 5, and the total is 1. If you add 6 to the 1, it's 7, and so on. And if you add 7 to 11, that's going to give you 18, and so on. So that works fine. So now all we need to do is move this one out of the loop so that it doesn't work anymore. So let's get the total, F5 enter. That's going to do everything, 1, 6, 11, that's the multiples of 5 all the way to 96, but all of them together gives us 970. And if I now change this just to prove to you that plus equals 1 should also give you 970 at the end. There we go, 970. So that works absolutely fine. So total plus equals 1. So if you still relatively new to Python, you're more than welcome to just write total equals total plus I. That's absolutely fine. But if you are a more seasoned programmer and you want to do total plus equals I, that's also fine. So there's a nice little problem that you solved. Not only did you print the multiples of 5, but you also added every multiple that you kept, you also added it to the total to have a grand total at the end. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this problem or solving this problem, and in future you can use this method to solve all sorts of other problems. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.